Well, hello there.
Hello.
For those of you wondering how this is gonna go, I definitely woke up and chose violence. First, armed attorneys finally decided to make a pistol brace video, and you might wonder why I give a shit so much about what they do. I really don't. What pissed me off was they made that video a month ago, and I've said as much in comments to them, and I'll probably tag them in this video, which they'll also ignore.
Jeffrey, will you listen to me?
Listen,
I am not listening to you.
I am not listening to Jeffrey, but he's still talking. I am not listening to you.
They made a video a month ago saying that the pistol brace rule was dead, right? We have insider information, and yeah, we're pretty sure it's dead. Yeah, okay. And then they didn't make a video till now, conveniently, because, oh, we were at SHOT Show. Biggest thing to break, right? They can't take 5 minutes because they're more concerned about their makeup than they are about the Second Amendment, but that's okay. Because they're here today to tell you that they want to make money on YouTube videos, and they didn't make the pistol brace thing because they couldn't monetize it, maybe. These are the people, man. These are the people you give your time and subscriptions to. But anyways, the reason I get so upset is when you say something's dead, you come from a position of authority because of your subscribers and production value. But you come from a position of authority, and there's smaller channels doing the hard work and putting out the proper legal information. And you're sitting here saying that, oh, I've got inside sources and this thing's dead. So you take people off of, hey, we gotta fight this mode, and put them on, hey, I gotta get on the couch and watch my sports ball mode. I hate that because I don't want a bunch of panicked people, and that's what panic is. You give them a false sense of security, they go sit down and relax, and then, oh shit, the rule just dropped. Doesn't matter that there's some tiny ass YouTube channel in the comments like, oh hey, it went to the White House, it's probably gonna drop soon. Me, who's not a legal channel, and their response was, has the rule dropped yet? Like, you don't fucking know. Anyways, I just hate that garbage. We succumb to the same virtue signaling that everyone else does with the, oh, my cold dead hands, or it doesn't matter because I'm not going to comply. You can not comply all you want. I don't care. You do you, right? I'm not telling you what to do. But what doesn't help is broadcasting that from your IP address or on your Facebook page with your real name and all your guns on your profile. We have to do the work. And what isn't doing the work are stupid ass money grab videos trying to say, oh, it's dead. And then everybody scrambles over there, boosts your views or whatever. And then you get a little bump. And then when it comes time to take some accountability for being wrong about that, right? Whether you got played by your inside sources that either exist or don't, allegedly, I don't know. You take no accountability and you look stupid. Maybe not to your loyal audience, but to the passers-by like me or a bunch of other people that are serious about doing shit. So it's really frustrating to have a community full of those people and there's no accountability. Like, they just do whatever and it's fine, and they blow by it like nothing happened. No, it's totally fine, guys.
Please disperse. Nothing to see here, please.
Fight stuff until it's over. Don't tell me it's not gonna happen. Don't tell me any of that stuff. I will tell you that morale never sinks faster than when you tell someone something is gonna take an hour or two, or, hey, all we have to do is this, instead of, hey, this is the job, but be prepared for anything, or, hey, this is the job, but other stuff can pop up, so let's work until it's done, right? No, you sell them on this little tiny job or this false sense of security instead of being realistic. When that doesn't come to pass, the rug gets ripped out of them, that false sense of security isn't there, then they panic. And now we have to deal with a bunch of panicked people instead of people with a realistic outlook that are ready to do the work, start the legal action, write their representatives, all that stuff. Instead of priming them to do the work, you're priming them to sit on the couch and watch sports ball. That's all you're doing while you rake in other people's money. I don't like hopium, all right? There is such a thing as hope being, you know, enough to get people moving and get people engaged, but not the kind of hope that you abuse and sell people constantly. It has to be a real thing, and it has to be something attainable that you can work for, which is what we're gonna do. So the hope isn't in, oh, someone will do it for me, or it's just gonna fail, or any of this other horse shit. It's, we're gonna beat this because we're gonna do the hard work. We're gonna take up the mantle and we're gonna fight this shit in the courts, with our representatives, with our votes, all this stuff, right? We're gonna make it a huge issue, and there's a lot of us ready to do it. That's what it is. Not, oh, it's not gonna happen, guys. I got the inside track. And then when you're wrong, crickets. Now, on anything with the pistol braces, anything at all, and I'm gonna reference Washington gun law because he very eloquently, and I'm gonna completely ruin his whole intent with that. But what's interesting too, Coke Man, if something's bullshit, he's gonna go after it. The video he made about the pistol brace rule wasn't panicked, wasn't freak the fuck out everyone. It wasn't, oh, it ain't gonna happen. It's, hey, sit back and wait, be calm, don't do anything yet. Let's figure this shit out. So when someone like Coke Man, who gets people riled up and makes these videos that people enjoy, he chose to be calm and inspire that cool confidence that's gonna help us get through this, instead of either fear-mongering or, nah, it ain't gonna happen, don't worry about it. Again, for legal advice, watch the Washington Gun Law channel, Fuddbusters, or Four Boxes Diner. Those are the three that are giving out the most competent information. Notice I didn't say GOA, who I'm gonna go in on in a minute, but back to the point at hand. Take advice from people you trust, and for this, I would recommend seeking legal advice. It's much easier than you think it is, and there's usually a list for every state on who your pro 2A attorneys are, and then you can look up their case history. So do that. But for YouTube, those three channels are the only ones I've seen putting out any sort of competent information, and are lawyers that shoot. So that's very important. So here are my three concerns. I'm not telling anyone what to do. I'm just giving my perspective. I'm not giving you any advice. I'm not a lawyer. I can't give you legal advice. And what I'm gonna have to do is different than what you're gonna have to do, because I'm subject to other things that you're not, more often than not, except for my military folks. So the military guys gotta adhere to an additional set of stuff, which is annoying.
It's frustrating. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. Can you get the hell?
My concerns are, I'm not sure a legal injunction will be active before 120 days. That's not to say I don't have faith, or I don't believe that people are working on it, or we can't organize and get it done. I'm worried about legal bureaucracy, the ATF pulling their bullshit tricks, and if it does get an injunction, then taking it to a district court and getting it overturned. That's what I'm concerned about. I'm already in a different position, and I can't rely on something that may happen, right? So while I'm gonna wait a little bit, I also need to be cognizant of that. And my second point is, I'm not gonna tell anyone what to do, like I just said. It's up to you to make a decision. If you comply, that's on you. I'm not making a decision for you, your family, your property, any of that stuff. And anyone that does comply, I don't think anyone should be made fun of for that, because it's a decision, right? Now, don't do so out of fear. Do it with sound mind and judgment. Sit down, think about what you want to do and the kind of person you want to be and all that stuff, and make a decision in how you want to move forward. Do not let influencers push you one way or another, because it's not their ass, it's your ass. So you do what you need to do for you. That's my point there. And number three, if you do register, I'm hearing you don't need a photo. And if for some reason there is a photo required, just bring the lower. That's all you're registering anyway. Anyone that's formed one something before knows that you just do it for the lower. You're not doing it for the upper. If it's the lower that you bought as a pistol, unless you bought a complete pistol, and even then, the lower is what's registered. So I don't see an issue with that, but I might be wrong. Go seek proper legal advice on that. And after filing, what I would do, if I were you, is separate everything. Take that lower away and any other lower with pistol braces in the upper, separate them, and remove any potential legal liability. And when I say separate them, I mean put them in different locations. just be smart. Some of you can read between the lines of what I'm saying. All right, now I'm gonna go in on GOA and guns and gadgets. Back to what I said about panicking and shit. The GOA and Through Guns and Gadgets did this video where one of their lawyers, and this is not a good look for him, went to not going to talk to the ATF, but the whole thing. And I got this from Washington Gun Law. I'm not smart enough to figure this out, and it took Washington Gun Law saying it for me to go, oh wait, I'm fucking stupid for listening to these idiots. I'm retarded because I listen to them, instead of going with what I know to be true because I have NFA items. But anyways, so the GOA attorney goes over and talks to an ATF agent who's not smart, right? And he's more concerned about looking smarter than the ATF than he is about actually doing the legal challenges, because he could have started to file it, but whatever. So he goes over there and he's like, hey, I'm an attorney with, or well, I guess he didn't identify himself. He just started asking. He said he was an attorney, not an attorney with GOA. And he started talking to an agent, not smart enough, blah, blah, blah. So he talks to a supervisor. And the supervisor, because he used specific terms that I'm sure the supervisor didn't understand, and this is by no means me taking the side of the ATF, but I've seen this shit happen before where people think they're smarter than you, and they come up to you and they ask you a specific set of questions with a specific set of key terminology that would lead you to a certain answer. Not necessarily saying that that's what this attorney did, but he said, what happens if I get a denial after 88 days? And the lady said, allegedly, and this is incorrect, that they would take enforcement action. I don't know if any of you waited on a suppressor, but my suppressor took well over 120 days, which is damn sure not 88 days, right? So NFA items take a long time. A 4473, and this is from Washington Gun Law, right? A 4473 has an automatic denial at 90 days, which they do 2 days prior, which is where that 88-day number came from. So they're saying if a regular 4473 background check gets held up and then denied, then that's your denial, right? Those same things don't apply to the Form 1 or Form 4. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I've waited for NFA items a lot longer than 88 days. So I'm pretty sure that whole thing's bullshit, and it's just designed to scare people and to get them to send money to GOA. Not 100% sure on that, but I don't think that has any validity, because if you ask anyone, there's guys that have waited on Form 1s for a long ass time. There's guys that have waited for Form 4s for a long ass time. And here's GOA, who's supposed to know better, saying, oh, they're gonna take enforcement action against you. So like, people are thinking, oh no, my family and my dog are in trouble. They're gonna get shot.
FBI, open up!
And it's based off the 4473, which is what you fill out for any of these other guns. I don't know what's going on there, but listen to Washington Gun Law, who's an attorney. Just saying. And he doesn't fearmonger. He gives you the information to arm yourself, which I'm paraphrasing what he's saying, but it's the same thing that I was saying earlier. You get prepared to do the work. You don't get scared. You don't get fearful. You don't make decisions out of fear. That's how you lose. And you make bad decisions that way. Almost everybody makes awful decisions when they're pissed and scared. It's human nature. So don't get pissed and scared. Get the information that's going to allow you to make the best decision in this circumstance. All right? And carry on. So I don't think the 88-day thing is real. All right? There's plenty of traps in this, but I don't think the 88-day thing is real. So let's go to something that is probably real, which is the 922R compliance. So they're talking about Strybogs, SP5s, all this other stuff. Now, there's some guys who've been doing this for a long time that know all about 922R compliance, all right? Now, I'm pretty sure, but I could be super wrong, all right? I might be retarded here, because I'm not a big 922R guy. There is something that was discovered in the back with the 922R compliance, which is way in the back of this rule that they dropped, that the ATF essentially said, hey, no one should have converted these guns because it's not 922R compliant, which is weird because I'm pretty sure the pistol braces are American made parts. But anyways, they said all you can do with those, because that should have never happened, is destroy them or turn them in for destruction. Which to me sounds like taking somebody's property without properly compensating them that was purchased legally, because it's not like you flew overseas, grabbed it, and came home with it. So I'm not 100% sure what's going on with that one, but the 922R thing is something of concern. And 922R is a section of the US Code that dictates importation and possession of these firearms in the United States, which is why some of the Glocks had the stupid triggers and some didn't, and so on and so forth. The ATF said these never should have happened. They're crimes against humanity. They have to be destroyed or whatever, all right? That is an actual point of concern. I think all the 922R guys have to get together and file a separate lawsuit regarding 922R compliance with somebody who's super smart about 922R. So find you a legal representative that's really good with that stuff, and that is almost certainly a form of a trap. So if you send a picture of an SP5 or a Scorpion or any of this stuff, or you say you want to register one as an SBR, they're going to reach back to you and say, hey, does it have a pistol brace? And what they're saying is, hey, you can't have it with a pistol brace and take the pistol brace off, which doesn't make any sense to me. Unless they're thinking that because you put the, which is probably true, because you put the pistol brace on it, it's an unlawful SBR, which they never intended, and because it's now a rifle, because you can make a pistol a rifle, but you can't make a rifle a pistol, it's an unlawful SBR, and there's absolutely no circumstance that we'll accept that as legal or whatever, and it needs to be destroyed for the good of humanity. Which is bonkers to me, because a subgun or a PDW is not as effective as a rifle, but I digress. The 922R thing is a big point of concern. Don't know so much about the 88-day thing. Maybe one of the lawyers will figure that out and say, no, it actually is a problem. But GOA is looking pretty dumb from my estimation based on what Washington gun law said, who I trust infinitely more than this random ass attorney who I've not really seen before. So all this stuff with the pistol brace, whatever decision you make, it's your decision to make, all right? What I strongly recommend you do is seek legal advice from an attorney in your state and make a decision to move forward. I know California and a bunch of other places that have bans at the state level for NFA items are fucked, and y'all have to take a different route. We have to file as many competent lawsuits as possible, all right? The ATF wants us to file some stupid lawsuits like the 88-day rule thing, and or waste our senators' time on shit that's not correct. I mean, why else drop a super ambiguous rule? Just so you can be like, no, that's not what we meant. They're dumb. They wasted your time. You're stupid. That's part of the plan. So what we have to do is launch lawsuits to get this thing taken down with competent attorneys with competent arguments, all right? You can't go off in the weeds. I don't know if you guys listen to the Forbes YouTube channel with the Supreme Court stuff and listening to the justices dismantle these lawyers that think they're on good standing. Some of them even talk crazy to the Chief Justice. I don't know how they think that it's okay to talk to the justices like that, but my goodness. You need competent attorneys that understand the law and go after targeted specific things that will bring the rule change down. That's how you win. You don't win with, oh, my cold dead hands, or oh, it's unconstitutional. They're going to say why. And then you have to make a competent legal argument and all this other stuff. You can't be making these second grade arguments expecting it to work. Not how it should be, by the way. We shouldn't have to do this, but we do. And this is the problem. And the same people that are going to complain about, well, this isn't fair, are the same people that in a battle or when shit gets serious, quit and say, this isn't fair, we did this. That's how life is, bud. Of course we shouldn't have to do this. But this is the hand we were dealt, and it's how you carry yourself forward, not the conditions that you're in, but how you carry yourself forward despite conditions, despite the hardships. So we have to organize and get smart. Be the change you want to see. Sometimes it'll take you may only be able to lead in this moment, but this might be your moment to lead. So just think about that stuff. As always, thanks for watching. Take care out there.